Hi everybody, it's LC Pony Nerd, and today I'm doing an experiment with my new webcam. I'm going to show you how to do a double ribbon necklace. I apologize for the audio quality as I'm still trying to get the microphone and other things, adjusted. So here's the tools I use. This is gotten from Harbor Freight Tools. This is a clamping device with a little microscope, all that. Scissors for cutting the ribbon, obviously. Yeah. I'm still trying to learn the camera. My little jewelry, needle nose jewelry, and a crimping tool, which you will need. It is the Bedallion Mighty Crimper Tool. There are smaller and bigger versions. And this is the unsafe part. I use a lighter to singe the ends of the ribbon so they won't fray. And the ribbon we're going to use today is sparkly blue and sparkly purple. This is 1/8 of an inch. You can find this at Walmart or your local craft store in the ribbon and fabric section. Everyone do it. Now, first we're going to measure the ribbon. This is important because you want to get it at the right length. I'm gonna do a general estimate. If it fits around my neck, it should fit around others. Yeah, I know. Shouldn't do that, but okay. And when you are doing double or even triple or further ribbon, you want to make sure they're all the same length. Or as close as possible by a few millimeters. So while I measure this, I'll continue going on. And if you can hear the TV in the background, that's my daughter being entertained by Powerpuff Girls. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to put this on the clamps while I get the drop spool. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of camera shy, so that's why you're only seeing my torso in the grumpy shirt. Yeehaw. Alright, the spool's all wound up. Okay, now, here's the tricky part. Okay, now when you choose the ribbon, see, you want to make sure before you even begin, which do you want facing in when you wear this, and which do you want facing out? I'm going to have the blue facing out. So, I'm going to put it down together like this. You can't see it very well. And I'm going to put it in the crimp. Get it up as close as I can. Right here. Okay. And now you can't see, but I'm pulling it as close as possible so that way it's as tight as possible, matched up, and all of that. That way there's no extra length, and if there is, it can be fixed. Yes, I do apologize. This takes a minute because if you're going to do it right. Okay. Now I'm going to clip the extra, just like so, with scissors. Yeah, sorry, the camera needs adjusting. There we go. And now you can see all my supplies. Alright. Now, here's the tricky part. Okay. This is where the lighter comes in. Now, yes, we've all heard it before. Don't try this at home. Or have an adult supervise. I've got them separated, so it'll do right. Just want to do a little bit. That way it singes it and keeps all the extra threads from getting frayed. And I missed a bit, so let me do it again. Okay. Okay. And that lined up. Now, if they stick together, that's fine. That'll help when it comes time to put the crimps on, which I will show you in a minute. Now, as move that back out of the way. Yes. Now, this is slightly tedious, but it is important to try to keep it together. That way, when you go to crimp it, if it's all tangled, that's not going to be good. Unless you want it all tangled and twisted and whatnot. But for me, I like to keep my necklaces straight. So I do apologize for this taking a while. But, you know, if you want it to look very nice and have the, you know, actual manufactured professional look, this is important. So yeah. Now, as this has come unraveled from the spool and all that. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of tedious. But it is important that you try to keep it together when you get ready to singe. Take that, Aunt. My daughter's watching Powerpuff Girls. Yeah, it can be tedious because if you let go at any point in time, it'll come loose. So, alright. I apologize for that. Okay. There. And sometimes if you don't balance it out, it goes weird. Alright. Now, here's the other end. Now, when you are making your necklace, you want to put the actual pendant or whatever item you're going to put on last before you close it, because if you put it on and then you have the string hanging out, it's going to drag and hang off and probably yank some things off. Okay, now here's the other half. I have my little case of crimps. They're called necklace crimps. I might be calling them the wrong name. Sorry. You can see. Yeah, I'll put it in here. But what it is, it's a little bead. Has a little crimp. Don't worry, when I put the blog in, I'll show a good picture of it. You want 2 of these. Now, here's the crimp tool. That's where this comes in. My particular crimp tool has 2 sections. You can see there is one where it forms a hole right there to flatten, and then another one has a little indentation on the bottom. For this one, you want to keep that one, the second hole with the indentation on the bottom. That's important. Alright. Now, when putting these together, if you have, it's kind of tricky. However you want to do it. If you have a little excess ribbon at the top, that's fine. Now, here you go. What you do is you crimp with the first part, and kind of crimp it together, and squish it, and flatten it as much as you can. Make sure that the ribbon is in completely. Let me move this. That the ribbon is in completely. Otherwise, it's going to stick out every which way and not look right. Now, this is the second hole. With the flaps up as they're squeezed together, you want to make sure you squish it down. The second hole. This is where you want the indentation. What it'll do, it'll flatten it. Make a little indentation in the back. You want to get all of the item as much as possible. I don't know if you'll see, but it makes a little indentation in the back. That pushes the ribbon up into. Now, some people do it where you put the indentation on the flaps. If that works for them, fine. The few times I've done it, it actually pushes the ribbon out. Now, if you have excess ribbon at the top, that's fine. With this particular ribbon, it doesn't burn or catch fire, which is great because if you have a little extra, you don't have to try and snip it off with the scissors. You can just add a little bit. You don't want to overdo it because you don't want to melt the poor crimp. Okay. Blow on it, cool it down. And if I haven't showed you, this particular brand is Ribbon Boutique. This is a good brand, for me at least, because it doesn't melt all over the place. Now, you have to be careful, because if you go too low with a lighter, you'll melt the ribbon off and have to redo the crimp. Okay, we're going to do the other side. Same way. What is this? Oh, sorry. Oops. And I have two that are stuck together. I'll just fix that later. That happens apparently. Okay. And there's my curtain tool. Apparently I have it. Whoop. Yeah, when I was putting it together, I kind of goofed. Happened is I got the necklace a little twisted up. Oops. But that's okay. I'm fixing it right now. Okay. So what happened was the blue was on the inside, not the outside. Alright. See, what did I tell you about the importance of making sure? Okay. I'm going to turn it around so you can see. Hopefully this has been helpful. If not, well, I'm at least trying to make sure the webcam works. Now let's see. Okay, here we go. Move over. That way you can see. Yep, making sure the ribbon's down before I flatten it with the first. And now the indentation part. I apologize for bad visibility again. I'm still tweaking this. This is, basically an experimentation video. Hopefully that is helpful. When you're done, don't forget to turn your volume to regular because of the soft volume. Okay, here we go with the lighter. Okay. Now if you can tell, it's a nice little crisp. Okay. Now when you're done with your tools, try and put them up where they belong. That way when you go looking for it next time, it's not missing, it's where it belongs. Plus, it keeps your craft area tidy. Alright, now that we have our little crimps, this is an example. I'm not actually going to take the chains off or anything. It's a little Bobcat keychain with shining armor and cadence, if you can see. And I chose the ribbon to match. So, yeah. Now, if you were going to take one that just has this little ring here and not all this, you can open the ring later and put it on the necklace. But for this, we're going to pretend we're using that. Now, here is the fun part. These are 9mm. No, these are about, you want 9mm. I was unfortunately not able to get that. So these are a bit bigger. You want to go a little bit smaller. These are the rings that I'm using. And barrel clasps. These are great. If you want to use the lobster claw or other chain clasps, that's fine. But for barrel clasps, it makes it easy to get on and off. Okay. In here, as you can see, barrel clasp screws, two parts, screws off easily, screws together easily, and voila! Okay, first we're going to, don't roll away, take the ring, you can see, take the ring, and I'm sure there's other tools, but for me, I use this. I'm going to find a little opening, put it to the top, and expand it just enough to where there's now, there's now a hole, if you can see it. And you want to kind of slip that through, just like so. And then put the first half of the barrel clasp. Now with the barrel clasp, it doesn't matter which way you do it. Other clasps, it kind of does. Now, here's the tricky part. For those of you that don't mind the big ring and you just want the big ring, it's a little tricky. There's a technique my friend showed me to where you just kind of close the ring again. And it takes a bit. You kind of close and push. And that's great. Well, for me, I kind of wanted to coil a little bit. This is a personal preference for my own necklaces. For customers, I will do it differently. And push it and put it together. There. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got, 2 coils instead of just sticking together. Now, for the other half, I will do that example. And here we go again. Find the opening of the ring, put it to the top, expand it a bit. Whoop. Here we go. This part I will do the example of where I don't coil the little ring. I just close it so it looks extra awesome. Hopefully you can be seen. Okay, push it together. This little technique takes time. Now you push them together and you kind of flatten it down. There we go. And you kind of want to keep it a circle. Now I don't know if you can tell, but there. It's closed, it's not coiled. There you go. Now, what you do, if you're going to make a necklace, before you put the rings on and before you put the barrel clasp on, you want to put your bottle cap on. Now, I didn't do that because, as I had said, I was going to show as an example. What I've done is I've just made the necklace. Now, because I've said go with a smaller ring, this is why. What you can do, because these are big, these will fit around the clasp. The other rings will not. But if you're good enough at it, you can reopen it and do it again. Put it around. Okay, that one. It's also leather. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, a little snag. Okay, yeah, I know. For example. Okay, now, as you can see, 2 separate threads, 2 separate ribbons. Isn't that neat? And let's get zoomed out. Yes, I know it's a keychain, but let's imagine it's not there. That's what it's going to look like. Isn't that neat? Here. And this is what the top should look like. Ring, crimp, necklace, crimp, ring, barrel clasp, ring, crimp, necklace. And as you can see, if you've done a good enough job, you can yank it a little bit and it doesn't slip out. Hopefully this has been helpful. Feel free to leave any comments on my blog, send me an email, suggestions, all of that. Thank you for reading and thank you for watching.